Standard/naked. Start with the standard, sometimes called a naked bike. Upright seating, no fairings, a balanced engine that's not tuned for extremes in any direction. It's the default motorcycle, the one that does everything reasonably well. But that's also its weakness. No wind protection, no real comfort on a long highway ride, nothing built for distance. Touring, so manufacturers built a version specifically for the highway. The touring motorcycle wraps the rider in full fairings for wind protection, adds a cushioned seat built for hours in the saddle, and bolts on hard luggage cases for cross-country range. Some carry enough fuel for over 300 miles between stops. Problem solved for distance. But all that comfort adds weight. Touring bikes can weigh close to 900 pounds fully loaded, which makes them slow to turn and exhausting to muscle through tight corners or city traffic. Sportbike. So a completely different design throws weight and comfort out entirely. The Sportbike leans the rider forward into the wind, drops the foot pegs back and up for cornering clearance, and builds around a high-revving engine tuned for acceleration over comfort. It can lean over at an angle that would scrape a touring bike's undercarriage into the pavement. But that same aggressive geometry that wins on a racetrack becomes miserable in daily use. Wrists and lower back take the punishment on anything longer than a short ride. Cruiser. So the opposite design solves comfort a different way. The Cruiser drops the seat low, pushes the foot pegs forward instead of back, and builds around a low revving engine that produces torque instead of top-end speed. The riding position feels like sitting in a chair, not crouching over a tank. The trade-off shows up the moment the road turns. Low ground clearance means foot pegs and floorboards scrape in corners a sport bike would carve through without slowing down. Adventure/dual sport. None of these four can leave the pavement at all. So the adventure bike was built to go anywhere. Long travel suspension, upright ergonomics, and tires that grip gravel and dirt roads a street bike would slide out on. Riders have taken adventure bikes across entire continents on unpaved roads. But it's still a compromise. The height and weight that make it stable on gravel make it clumsy on a technical off-road trail. Dirt bike/motocross. So strip away every compromise the adventure bike still makes for the street. The dirt bike carries no mirrors, no headlights in racing configurations, no weight it doesn't need. Some weigh under 250 pounds. Aggressive suspension travel absorbs jumps in rutted terrain a road-going tire would never survive. It's the most capable off-road machine on this list. It's also not street legal in most configurations, and riding it on pavement at speed is a fast way to destroy the tires and the suspension both. Scooter. None of them solve the smallest, most common problem, getting across a crowded city without hassle. The scooter uses a step-through frame and automatic transmission and a small engine built for simplicity, not speed. It parks in a fraction of the space a full motorcycle needs and requires no gear shifting at all. It's the best-selling motorcycle format on Earth by total units. But most scooters top out well under 70 miles an hour. Take it onto a highway and it becomes the slowest, most exposed thing on the road. Trials bike. None of them can do what a trials bike does. Stop, balance, and climb a boulder at walking speed without putting a foot down. Trials bikes carry no seat at all. Riders stand the entire time and run minimal suspension travel in exchange for total control. At near zero speed, hopping the rear wheel over obstacles a rider would normally need momentum to clear. It's built for one specific skill and nothing else. It has no top speed worth mentioning because it was never meant to have one. Superbike/hypersport. And at the far end from the trials bike sits the machine built to answer a different question entirely. How much speed can two wheels physically hold onto? The Superbike takes everything the sport bike started and pushes it past any practical limit. Race-derived electronics, carbon components, power-to-weight ratios that rival small cars, all aimed at a closed circuit, not a commute. It's not the most practical motorcycle on this list. It was never trying to be. It exists because eventually someone always asks how far past good enough a machine can actually go. 9 machines. One question, how do you ride? Answered 9 completely different ways. If you want to see what's next, must subscribe.